Welcome. Welcome to Screen Fiend movie review for Richard Jewell. Now, I want to do something here. Get my brush out a little bit, brush my hair a little bit, get myself all together. Woo! Mm. There we go. Hope you don't mind that I did that. Not to beautify myself, just feeling really good, real good. Now, let's get to it. Richard Jewell is the story about the Atlanta 1996 Olympic City bombing. The bombing happened at one of the little fests that they had outside of one of the events, in which 2 people died with several other people injured. Now, Clint Eastwood has become this director. Clint Eastwood directs this film. Clint Eastwood has become the type of director that is engulfed in what we like to call fandom. You understand? He does like this fan service for people now. I haven't seen Jumanji, so I can't do something I haven't seen. I've seen an idiot sit there and make a movie review to a movie he hadn't seen. I don't know how you can even do that. That's just a disservice to any human being breathing. I mean, that's a disservice to yourself. How you make a movie review to a movie you haven't seen? You sound stupid. Ugh. I couldn't even do it. I just wouldn't do it. I don't care about hits and views. I have to see the movie and be able to tell you about it. So when I see the movie, which will probably be tomorrow, then I could be able to do it. I had more pressing issues to deal with, so I disqualified myself from even seeing the film because you guys knew what I was dealing with. So that's that. Now back to Richard Jewell. Now, America has lied to us about slavery. They lied to us about Christopher Columbus. America's the Spanish-American War. They've lied to us about JFK. They lied to us about Martin Luther King. They lied to us about Malcolm X. They've lied to us about the Iraq War. They lied to us about doggone the Twin Towers dropping. They have lied to us at every turn. So why in the world are we going to believe them about Richard Jewell? I mean, serious. They lied about the Black Panthers. This America has been built on lies. Okay, America has been, it's the city, the country of lies. It has been built on lies. The history's a lie. Everything's about is a lie. So question it all. So when you watch Richard Jewell, it is one of Clint Eastwood's better films. Meaning that he has a formulaic system where he like leads you all the way through and you're just like, I'm not 5, Clint. I've been watching movies for a very long time, and he tells the story from an old point of view. You know, it's like we don't need to be led down the primrose path. We can get it. Our brains work. We don't need to be led down this whole, the foreshadowing has to be toned down. He foreshadows so much in all of his films, it becomes annoying. It's like he's almost saying the audience is ignorant. And it's irritating the actual viewer of the film, which is me. But in this film, it wasn't as bad as his previous films. Like American Sniper, it was just so bad as far as his foreshadowing. And the thing is that they make people heroes who are not. Like that guy from American Sniper. He was a known liar and just trying to sell books and everything else. Karma just happened to catch up to him. And now, in this situation, Richard Jewell, we don't know what happened in this situation, actually. The government still believe he had some part to do in it. He wanted to be a hero and all this stuff. Listen, he was a patsy. From all the government information, someone led him to that bomb to find it, because he was a doofus. They let this doofus stumble upon this bomb to find it. The bomb was never supposed to go off, from what I was told. From people who work in government and everything else. The bomb, it was a conspiracy theory. The bomb was never supposed to go off. But this is the movie review. Alright? Let's talk about it. So in the movie, the guy who played Richard Jewell, he did a great job of really playing the overtone of what Clint Eastwood wanted to foreshadow, was how dumb this guy actually was, and how he had basically a third grade education, how he lived with his mom, and what the federal government and the media did. And he tried to make this guy such a national hero. It was just like, this guy just was dumb luck. And they said, okay, let's make this guy a hero. Using dumb luck, we're just going to make this guy a hero just cause. So, what you saw was a pretty formulaic laydown of, they did everything to show you how stupid the guy was. Like, I'm a police officer, just like that. It was Georgia, he's from Georgia, so naturally he has a southern drawl. He has a whole bunch of guns in his house. So they were like, we got our guy. One professor thought because he wanted to be a star, this is the guy. Right? He's got to be the guy, because this guy wants to be a star. The key to this thing, Olivia Wilde, she was great as the reporter. She played that role, Kathy Struggs, to the T, and showed how basically reporters got the information out. And they basically started the witch hunt by leaking out the information, because an FBI agent was banging her and leaked the information out to her. And she put it out in the press. So they got the drop on it and made this guy who presumed to be the hero, the actual suspect, without even launching an investigation. Now, the government now had to pursue this guy, because now it's in the papers that he's a suspect. So they're looking into him. So they're trying to find anything to make him the suspect, because he just don't have any sense. And the only thing that saved this film was Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell playing the lawyer was the greatest selection in film history, as he saves this film and brings it home. He brings this film home like no one could ever believe. Every scene that he was in, he owned. He owned, as Sam Rockwell always does. This guy deserves at least 5-6 Oscars every year, because he's just tremendous and bring that character home. So if you're going to watch this film, you're going to watch this film Sam Rockwell, because Sam Rockwell is excellent in this film. I give this movie 3 stars out of 4, mainly because of Rockwell. It is a slow burn in the beginning, you know, with a lot of foreshadowing, but then it starts to taper off and becomes a actual film. You know, and Rockwell helps capture that when it gets to the second act and the third act. You know, he brings it home. And I was very impressed with how they delivered it. And they said, look, Clint, I guess somebody tapped Clint on the shoulder and said, Clint, look, we know how you want this to go. Old school style of doing movies, and don't realize people's brains work a lot quicker. Social media is quicker. And this is why this movie's not going to make a lot of money. It's going to have a bunch of money coming in from old people and everybody 45 and up. And he's not going to wonder why Black Christmas is going to the 15th remake of Black Christmas is going to beat him out in the box office. And the reason that's going to happen is because of situations such as this. It's a very interesting movie because it went from this guy being the hero to this guy becoming the villain, and the media is what caused everybody and the people around him to gravitate to it. And what I didn't get from this film is because Clint didn't spend the time to make it a real movie. If anybody else would have grabbed this movie, it would have been a 4-star movie. Any other future director, any younger director, anybody would have grabbed this film from Clint. They could have made this a 4-star movie. Okay? The thing that holds this film back is that we never really get to go into detail of the pain. We mostly stay focused on the characters of the mom, Betty, which he wanted to do, Clint. Kathy Bates did a good job playing the mom. And what Bobby Jewell went through, the mom. And, Richard Jewell, and they stayed there. We never got to see the effects of what the media backspin had on him besides him being rushed by the media. We never saw the general public reaction to the news saying that he did it and how the general public was treating him. You see, we never got to see the weight of that happening to him. You see, Clint omitted all that and just assumed and just put the blame all on like the media and the federal government, the FBI and the media, I'm like, I get the foreshadow, okay, but can you please make a movie? You have the greatest cast ever. John Hamm is born to play an FBI agent. That is every movie he's ever going to play. He's either going to be a lawyer or FBI agent or anything in that category with him with a gun or as a cop or whatever. He just has the face for it. He's either going to be a lawyer or he's going to be an FBI agent. That's it. When you see John Hamm, you think law enforcement. That's the way I look at it. So when I see him, I think law enforcement. All the way. Oh, you talking about I don't have to drive the car? What you mean hands on the wheel, but self-drive? Now, like, where were we at? This is Kit, baby. Now, where were we? Shoot. Richard Jewell, Kathy Bates, John Hamm. Olivia Wilde was great as a reporter, but it was like clear Clint Eastwood wanted to point out the fact that the media is the bad guy, Richard Jewell is the good guy who's being victimized, and the federal government also are tag teaming up and piling on to this gentleman. But in it is some very funny moments by the actor who played Richard Jewell. He did a great job playing Richard Jewell. So it's definitely watchable. Definitely go see the movie. Don't think that I'm bashing it. It's just that the foreshadowing is similar to almost in the beginning of the first act, which I really could do without. You could just start from the second act on, and this movie could have been, you can easily shave 30 minutes off this film of the foreshadowing of what they're going to do. But this is why Clint Eastwood movies only play to a certain audience, because they could deal with, you know, how Clint's style is. It's really formulaic and really an old style of doing films. You know, I think he would probably he would fare a lot better if he was to, you know, go down a certain road. Like if he was to go down a certain lane where he did other things, like other type of films where he didn't have to foreshadow it as much. Like Trouble with the Curve to me is like probably one of his better films. I don't know if he directed it, but definitely one of his better films. When he was the baseball scout. But once again, it's a movie that pertains to people 45 and up. His audience is normally 45 and up. And that's just not going to crack the box office. You know, it's just going to always be in that little gray area. But to me, Trouble with the Curve is probably one of his better films. Accelerate. Decelerate. So, let me know, are you going to see Richard Jewell? Yeah, this is the Night Rider. This is the Night 2000. The Night 2000, baby. It can make the turns, the whole nine. Enter destination.
Pre-selected state is Illinois. Do you want to enter town first or street first?
Cancel.
Cancel.
I don't want to do that. Engage self-drive. All right. Now I'm driving. Don't try this with your vehicle.